retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. They'll pay for their deceit. Breathe just like a weed, spread into the streets. It's time to make them bleed. 'Cause we just want retribution. Let's go light up the darkness. Make true of an empty promise. Flip cards in the weak and harmless. Take to the streets and turn them to a mosh pit. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
What's up, YouTube? It's Mad Mystic 007 still. How's everybody doing? All right, it's Monday, July 7th, 2025. My prayers go out to all the families, all the children lost, and all the adults lost at Camp Mystic. May our love and light be in all their lives. And when you thought you had a bad day, think about all the ones that lost their lives over the weekend on 4th of July night. All right, well, the mystical creature, the mad mystic that I am, I'm back. So we're going to go over some optics, shall we? Before we go over some optics, let me show you my optics.
Hallo, willkommen Donna und Nicole in Deutschland. Ich hoffe, ihr habt eine schöne Zeit.
All right, everyone. I hope you liked my mystical adventure and all. All right, here we go. So, I have been working on last week the optics on our planet, being that we are rolling through a pole shift. And if you don't know, it's called the Planet X system. And when we hit the tail of the dragon, chaos on Earth will happen, just like the rapture or revelations in the Bible. So I wanted to share with everyone my video, that my new intro. So I'm pulling that up. I'm almost done exporting it, but here we go. Here's my going to be my new intro for the Earth's changes and all.
Hit by a Category 5 hurricane with winds as high as 205 miles per hour.
Let me start it over.
Miles per hour. Miami will be completely destroyed.
Alexa,
Will be hit by a Category 5 hurricane with winds as high as 205 miles per hour. Miami will be completely destroyed.
Alexa, what will happen in the UK in 2025?
The Great Heat Wave of 2025 will occur in the UK between July 2nd and July 15th, 2025, with temperatures as high as 47 degrees Celsius or 116 degrees Fahrenheit.
Alexa, what happens to Chicago in 2025?
On June 6, 2025 at 8:07 p.m., downtown Chicago will be hit by a series of F5 tornadoes. The Willis Tower will collapse in the aftermath.
Alexa, what happens to Louisiana in 2025?
On October 15, 2025 at 1:08 a.m., Louisiana will be hit by a Category 5 hurricane with massive flooding and wind speeds up to 215 miles per hour, but New Orleans will survive.
Alexa, what happens to Texas in 2025?
On December 26, 2025 at 4:03 p.m., Texas will be hit by a massive winter storm with temperatures falling below zero.
When will the world end?
Earth will be hit by an asteroid on June 14, 2042 at 5:02 p.m.
Alexa, what happens to California in 2025?
On August 4, 2025 at 3:05 p.m., California will be hit by a 9.6 magnitude earthquake when the San Andreas Fault shifts. The death toll will be in the millions.
Alexa, what happens in the Philippines in 2025?
On October 22, 2025 at 6:03 a.m., the Philippines will be hit by a 9.1 magnitude earthquake and then subsequently hit by a tsunami.
What happens in 2080?
In 2080, the Mars government attempts to recolonize the Earth, but the planet is still uninhabitable after the asteroid impacted the Earth in 2042.
When will the world end?
The planet will become uninhabitable after it is struck by an asteroid in 2042, but humanity will continue on after we colonize Mars in 2037 and Neptune in 2045.
What happens on October 30th, 2030?
On October 30, 2030 at 3:33 a.m., the Yellowstone caldera will erupt, causing devastation across North America.
What happens in 2059?
In 2059, Earth will be uninhabitable. Humans have relocated to Mars after the asteroid collided with Earth in 2042.
What happens to Russia in 2025?
In the summer of 2025, Russia will be hit by an extreme heat wave and massive wildfires.
Alexa, is Finland safe?
Yes, Finland will be safe until the Great Blizzard of 2031.
Is the Philippines safe?
Yes, the Philippines will be safe until the Great Earthquake and Tsunami of 2029.
Is California safe?
Yes, California will be safe until the San Andreas Fault shifts in 2029, producing an 8.4 magnitude earthquake devastating Los Angeles.
Is the United States safe?
Yes, the United States will be safe until the 2025 Atlantic to hurricane season.
When's the next massive hurricane?
Hurricanes that have devastated the United States between September 2nd and September 9th, 2025. It's a Category 5 hurricane, winds exceeding 235 miles per hour.
What year is going to be worse than 2020?
2027, when robots will attempt to take over. In 2042, when the asteroid hits Earth causing an extinction level event.
What happens in 2024?
In 2024, Earth will be extinct. Humans have been located to Mars and Saturn's moons after the asteroid collided with Earth in 2022.
When will Yellowstone erupt?
The Yellowstone caldera will erupt on October 30th, 2030 and 2033. It will devastate the world.
When will the world end?
Earth will be hit by an asteroid on June 13th, 2042.
All right. Well, I hope everybody's prepped and pray up for what's in motion as I speak right now. All right. So on my main channel, Maddie, a Mystic Skywatcher, I was a moderator over here. Let me bring it up. Give me a minute. Where did it go? Oh, here we go. All right. So I was a moderator over at the channel Planet X News. I suggest everybody come over and subscribe to Planet X News if you want to stay informed what's going on with our sun and the Planet X system. Again, let me shout out Planet X News. This was a year ago. Look at the date. Let's pull it up. A year ago, July 2nd of 2024. I've dropped the link in the chat. And if none of you have been over here, I highly suggest you keep up with Planet X News because you're going to be informed what's going on with our sun, like I've been stating here on YouTube for almost 7 years now. So, yeah. Like and subscribe. If none of you have studied our Earth and This is what the magnetosphere does to the Earth, and it caught electromagnetic fields, and the push and pull from magnetism from our sun creates the magnetism on our planet. And when we have a second sun elliptical orbiting around our sun, this is what happens every 28-day cycle. So we are having catastrophic floods, hurricanes, tornadoes, to tsunamis for years now, including the volcanoes. So this all has to do with the Planet X system. It's called Nibiru, wormwood in the Bible, folks. If you guys have been watching my channel for the last 7 years, or all 15 channels of mine for the last 7 years, then you guys know that I'm a big fan of Dr. Claudia Alberts, a Planet X physicist and researcher. And if you don't know who she is, type in her name on Amazon. I highly suggest you buy some of her books because she's well informed on what the planet's changes are doing and the Planet X system. All right, so we all know what happened in Texas over the weekend, July 4th, Camp Mystic. And so I want to go over some of the optics over on X, formerly known as Twitter. Like and subscribe. I'll drop my link to my Twitter feed. So let's go over them, shall we?
There's a yeah, and you want to look up who's modifying weather in Texas. Just look up Texas Weather Modification Association. There's a few branches across the whole state. But yeah, look up Texas Weather Modification Association. Type that in. And you'll be able to find the branches that are part of it across the whole fucking state. Texas is one of the leading states, in my opinion, for weather modification. Texas, Oklahoma, for sure. And this ain't nothing new. Yeah, this is where it's coming from, the ground-based stations right here. Looks like two sources right here. See it bubble up. And then on the butt end of it too. You see it from New Mexico. A lot of people commented on my video on TikTok saying there's ground-based stations all along the coast, along the border. I say coast, but all along the border of New Mexico and Texas. Looks like there's one right here as well. That will feed this one. Yeah, but watch this come out of New Mexico. I'll let it play. That's where it starts. And they'll keep feeding it in Texas. And then watch it just blow up. It's like it's almost covering the whole state now. These aren't how thunderstorms move at all. They're not concentrated into one big fucking brick. It's like a brick. Look, pile of shit. Now let's look on this one. I'll let it play. And watch it start over New Mexico. And then we'll just pull it down and hold it right over Texas. And I think the reason they're doing that is to hold this. They got this low spinning up. So they'll use this right here to hold it on the ass end. Kind of slow it down because it's going to want to move. This is going to want to go that way. So they're going to want to try to slow that down. Kind of stall it. From what I see.
All right, you guys, have you noticed here in Georgia, the chemtrails have been very light for the last 2-3 weeks? All right, you guys, have you noticed? And there's a reason for that, because of HAARP. And this is weather warfare at its finest. That's what I'm trying to share with you here with other individuals that have caught it and posted on Twitter, X.
You want to look up who's modifying weather in Texas. Just look up.
So here it looks like Hawaii's getting slammed once again. History.
There's no way we can get.
History repeats itself, folks. Mandatory evacuations are ready. The season has started.
I'm trying to get to CAT at Hawaii SPCA and they're not letting us through. The winds is crazy. You cannot see the road. She's hysterical. She's crying because of all the dogs. There's no way we can get through. Oh my God. We need help. We need prayers. We need prayers, guys. We need prayers. The smoke is nuts. The fire is crazy. The wind is crazy. It's really bad. I'm trying to get to CAT at Hawaii SPCA and they're not letting us through. The winds is crazy. You cannot see the road. She's hysterical. She's crying because of all the dogs. There's no way we can get through. Thank God. We need help. We need prayers. We need prayers, guys. We need prayers. The smoke is nuts. The fire is crazy. The wind is crazy. It's really bad. I'm trying to get to CAT at Hawaii SPCA and they're not letting us through. The winds is crazy. You cannot see the road.
All right, it's too hard to get over the flooding in Texas. Please put out your prayers for all these people and the missing children and the people that lost their lives in the middle of the night on 4th of July, 2025. Is this a military operation? Some say it would be a conspiracy. Some say it is reality.
The flood and the campers from Camp Lahana. I'm one of the campers from Camp Lahana, one of the camps that flooded, and I had a first-hand view of the flood, and so the cabins were flooding and the walls were like they broke down, and all of the campers in those cabins had to go up on the rafters and they had to wait there until they could swim out. And my brother here, he had to swim out of his cabin.
The flood started getting bigger and it was going up to, we have bunk beds in our cabins, and it was going up to the top bunk, and we had one choice and we had to swim out of our cabins.
What time was this?
It was like we woke up at
we had to wake up at like 4 a.m. But on the way here, we saw all of like the other camps destroyed, like obliterated.
And tell me, how'd you guys get out of there? They put you guys on buses, or did you have
yes,
to wait?
Yeah, we had to get on a bus.
Yes, we had to get on a bus. We were in other cabins for like cabins on hills for about 17 hours.
We hosted a cabin.
Buses get here, and it was not fun.
I'm one of the...
Okay, if you don't know what DOMs are very real. I think everybody should understand what was going on truly beneath our feet. Some say that this is conspiracy. There's plenty of information out there to say this is reality, folks.
31 active deep underground military bases in the United States. There's 1,477 of them worldwide. Each one has an average cost of $17 to $19 billion. Each one is built in the site. It used to be, it'd take a year to 2 years to build each one, and now they're capable of building a couple of them a year with sophisticated methods. My colleague Al Bielek has actually been on some of the high-speed railways, the magneto-leviton trains that connect all the deep underground military bases within the United States. He's been on a Mach 2 train and floats off a single rail at a 3/4 of an inch off the rail, and is what you call high tech. We have nothing like this on the surface. Groom Lake is where the infamous Area 51, S4, S2, a CIA base. It was originally a bombing range, a nuclear test site. It was later become the most secret base in the United States. It employs over 18,000 workers who work in shifts at 12 hours at a whack.
Some say they're right underneath Walmarts and other places. They're all around the country, folks. It's just happening beneath our feet. If you don't know, now you know. All right, 20 hours ago, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, underwater again, just 20 hours ago. And they're still trying to recover from Hurricane Helen. They don't need this right now. Prayers go out to everybody in North Carolina. Who's responsible for the weather warfare? That's a good question.
And today on the floods in Texas, and my heart goes out to anybody who's been affected by this. This is just nuts. The government keeps doing this nonsense over and over again, and today we're going to talk about it. So why did I say the government? Well, let's go to Texas government weather modification tab. Check this. Weather modification and control means changing and controlling or attempting to control and change the natural development of atmospheric clouds. This is right on the Texas government website. So then I decided to click the operations in Texas. So it says map of rain enhancement projects. And right where the floods occur is where the rain enhancement projects are taking place. You can actually email them if you have a concern. So then I find the weather modification document by Rainmaker Technology, and it talks about how there's no environmental impact of doing any of this. Same dates as when it happened and approved by the Department of Commerce. And someone might say, well, why'd you say the U.S. Department of Commerce? Check this. Federal agencies involved in weather modification research, Department of Commerce, and these ones as well. And what's more wild is I found a bill that was shot down in Texas to ban all of these things just before all of this, but they decided not to pass it. And then I found this one where it says weather modification has been taking place in Texas since the 1890s. So when people are like, oh, the weather is so crazy, nothing is real, that's for sure. And it's kind of controversial. So then I decided to look up other times in which weather modification has gone horribly wrong. Well, we know about the floods in Dubai. We know about the floods in North Carolina. I mean, I can name a bunch. So basically, they're just messing with the sky. See these towers right here? That's what they're using right there. And then they combine those towers with this nonsense that they spray up in the sky, and basically they dam up the sky, and then there's a great flood in that area. And on that note, I would research Cloudbusters so that you can counter this nonsense, because they're just going to keep orchestrating these events unless.
Okay, let's talk about Cloudbusters. So cloud seeding and Cloudbusters. Cloud seeding is actually what chemtrails is, another name for chemtrails. So Cloudbusters was founded by a man called Wilhelm Reich, who was locked up for his Oregon Energy, his accumulator trying to create clouds from Oregon Energy. And that's where cloud busting and busters came from. Look up Wilhelm Reich.
People get together and say, I don't want this anymore with the government, or do something about it. So today we're going to hit on the floods and
Last but not least, before we go on any optics, and I dropped that link, anybody wants to join and chat. Here we go on Roundup and the poisons that I've been explaining to many for almost 7 years just on YouTube. Why haven't you banned this, Trump? This is my big question. Make America great again, really?
This is a new formulation of Roundup. It has an active ingredient that is not glyphosate. It is Diquat. Diquat is banned in the EU, and it is 200 times more chronically toxic than the glyphosate version. Bayer had the opportunity to make this a whole lot better. They didn't. They made it considerably more toxic, 45 times more toxic in overall formulations that have been launched since getting rid of glyphosate. So when you're in your garden, be sure you're not using things like Roundup, and keep yourself safe. This is a new formulation of Roundup. It has an active ingredient that is not glyphosate. It is Dicot. Dicot is banned in the EU, and it is 200 times more chronically toxic than the glyphosate version. Bayer had the opportunity to make this a whole lot better. They didn't. They made it considerably more toxic, 45 times more toxic in overall formulations that have been launched since getting rid of glyphosate. So when you're in your garden, be sure you're not using things like Roundup, and keep yourself safe.
Never use this on any plants, weeds, flowers, anything. This is the most toxic thing that I see people using in their driveways, and it infuriates me. For years, I have to explain to people how it washes into our streams, our rivers, our lakes. Then it goes to the butterflies, bees, so it gives the aluminum to the brains of the bees and the pollinators that they can't even find to go back to their hives, and that's called colony collapse disorder. Check it out.
Just scrambling. Are going to be cases. Have y'all heard this yet? Y'all need to listen to this. Department of Defense abruptly shutting down its satellite data delivery program, and it's sending meteorologists scrambling. Are going to be cases this year when certain warnings are delayed because of this. It might mean that evacuations get delayed because of this, and you could lose lives because of this. This is a huge deal, especially when you consider the fact that we are just getting into hurricane season. We haven't even reached the peak of hurricane season. Forecasters say they are extremely concerned, and that's because they're only going to receive about half the data they're used to, which makes it problematic when you think about accuracy as well as tracking a hurricane in real time. As you take a look at the video from previous hurricane seasons, starting Monday, June 30th, the Department of Defense is going to stop ingesting, processing, and transmitting real-time microwave data collected aboard 3 weather satellites. Meteorologists say this is going to severely impede and degrade hurricane forecasts for this season and beyond, and as a result, impacting tens of millions of Americans who live in hurricane-prone areas. Hurricane experts say without this satellite imagery, there's going to be an increased risk of sunrise surprise, meaning when the sun goes down and then comes up, a hurricane could rapidly intensify, gain speed, perhaps become more powerful, and make landfall sooner. There's going to be an increased risk of sunrise surprise, meaning when the sun goes down and then comes up, a hurricane could rapidly intensify, gain speed, perhaps become
All right, as you all know, the death toll has went up to at least 100. Again, our thoughts and prayers are out to all the families that lost their loved ones, adults, and all the children missing, and all the children that lost their lives on 4th of July night in this terrible tragedy, you guys. It's so heartbreaking. I've been in such a somber mood because of this. It's truly heartbreaking.
I'm telling you, my name's Steve Jarvis. Do y'all want answers for what happened in Texas? You want answers? I have the answers. And you are going to have to do some research on how to get it. But there's your picture right there of Texas and the big flood. Okay, July 4th. And all those little girls missing, I bless them, bless their families. But I want to tell you, all of this flooding in Texas, and Rainmaker has publicly available NOAA docs on their cloud seeding project. Everyone must start this investigation. If you want to know what happened, this is where you start. Everybody's showing all the flooding and everything. I'm giving you the documents, I'm telling you. So what you're going to do, you're going to go to the NOAA library, right? And you got to scroll down to the bottom of the page, but you'll see this is weather and climate collections. So you're going to scroll down to the bottom of that page there, and you're going to type in Texas. And what you're going to find is you're going to find this. I've highlighted it here. You're going to find, and it'll tell you when they were seeding. Okay? Because let's face it, folks.
That's crazy.
Water in an hour at 4 a.m., people didn't have a chance. So when you get down here, what you're going to find out is it'll pull up a page like this.
What's up, Snafu?
Well, hello, Mystic. How are
Hello.
you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Good to see you as always, hon. I knew the lone zebra would be grazing here. This is such a good subject. I put a few links in the back, and I love how you brought up the dumbs because it kind of goes with the fires and things, and there are other optics to look at as well, especially with the Trump and the DOJ, with the the Epstein flip right now. Even Alex is flipping out. Oh, they're covering up the. A lot of things are in play right now on the world stage, and I love how you started out with the planet. But most of all, good to see you back, staying strong, and yeah, well, all of you share, thumbs up, hit her PayPal, hit her Cash App, and just support the Truth Yo, man, her Truth Yo.
I appreciate it, Snats. Appreciate it. Yeah, hit the thumbs up, like and subscribe. That's free, you guys. You want to support me? The links are in my description on my channel. All right.
The link I put, I just want to say before I wrote the link I put, the first one, it shows that 2 days before these floods, they actually hit the skies in Texas.
Okay, excellent. The cloud seeding one?
Yeah, it shows the documentation. I don't know if you want to go through it. The one I put there, it shows, and then the other ones are just optics on the whole. Again, guys, Mystic, that was her expertise here. That's why I'm really excited watching this. Sky watching, man. That's where you guys, and notice they started censoring you guys first, man, because our Earth is the most important thing, and you guys watch it, so.
Yep, I'm always a sky watcher, and things are just ramping up. I mean, I don't think people realize how much our Earth has changed just in the last 5 years as of 2020.
Oh, 5 years, absolutely. I was talking so I did this video on the dental thing recently, dental stuff, but it was good because we get a lot of people going in the chat, in your chat or my chat, like talk about optics. One of them brought the fact of animals being back type stuff, but like udder infections on cows and certain things. And if you think about the bees, like we've talked about the bees, and now farmers are promoting synthetic GMO type bees that are like synthetically made to do what they need, So like you said, you're right. Within 5 years, and to think about it, we always say, "Oh, think about the last 20 years." How about you're right? Within 5 years, look how much has changed. Amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah, the bees are doing drone bees because they're killing our bees with aluminum. Not only is it being sprayed out of planes, but it's all in our food and it's all in the air. And then people are using Roundup. And Trump has allowed this to go on, making America great. No, you're making us sick so pharma can capitalize. So everybody's going to the doctor and has cancer. So again, where's your love, Trump?
Absolutely. Well, hey, I put some links in. I'm gonna go plug my phone in, but I will be watching or be back on if you put link back up. But good stuff and good to see you back, Mystic.
All right, you too. Thanks. I'm gonna bring up your next link on cloud seeding. Appreciate it. I'm gonna finish this one out.
And you pull it up, and then it tells you the companies. Isn't that exciting? You want to know answers? Here's what you need to do. You need to call your governor, call your senator, call Chip Roy. He's a good one to talk to. And if Chip would like to talk to me, I'm right now working with 2 states writing weather modification bills that make it a crime, and it has huge penalties. I went to Washington, D.C., and I spoke and presented my new farm plan to Maha about creating 1 million new farms. You know what was the first thing in my farm plan? Stop weather modification. You know what they wanted me to do? Move it to the bottom or erase it altogether. You know why? Because they don't want you to know. Because weather modification is, I'm bone dry up here. I'm up here in my potato fields, and everybody else is soaking wet. So they can make it too dry or too wet. And I know this is hard.
All right, I don't know what just happened, but I thought my channel got hit for a second or my computer crashed. Okay. So that's interesting. Where did that? Okay. So was that over?
I'm Steve Jarvis. Do y'all want answers for what happened?
All right, that's it. So I'm going to go next to the cloud seeding drop that Snafu just sent in the back chat. Give me a minute, guys. My eyes are still terrible from being in the slammer. It's no joke. Well, this wasn't
in 2013. Normally, it should be 0. So 13,100. You want some figures? Okay, latest water test. Tested the rain. 13,100 micrograms per liter of aluminum in the rain in 2013. Normally, it should be 0. So 13,100 is pretty damn much, folks. It used to be 0. Then it was 100s in the 2000s. And then since 2010, it's into the 1000s and the latest 13,100. In the snow on Mount Shasta, pristine Mount Shasta, 61,000 feet. No, excuse me, 8,000 foot level, 61,000 micrograms per liter. 4 times the amount that is found in the soil up there. Where in the hell is this stuff coming from if it's not coming from the soil? You know, these tests are international in scope. We're seeing this all over the world, guys. Okay, pH of acid soils is 20 times more alkaline. The aluminum in the soil has doubled in the last 10 years. Aluminum blocks essential nutrients. I am unable in my garden to restore normal pH, and that's because nanoparticles are now in the circulatory systems of both plants and humans. So welcome, fellow guinea pigs. The collapse and decrease of agriculture is something I worry about even more than the previous info about autism and Alzheimer's.
That's facts, you guys. Hey, I've been gaslit by many because I've been showing this for years and years and years. So I appreciate everybody coming over here, everybody in chat. Shout out to Rachel, Timo, the crew. Go to subscribe to Snafu Crew 101. You want to see some great videos. He just did one on dentists in the dental industry, how toxic that is. All right, let's come over here. Harp at its finest. You don't know what that is? I just explained it to you. That's called HAARP. Look it up, educate yourself, folks. Then you'll understand why the weather modification is happening.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my Okay, now, did you just see those, all that hail? Now, imagine this.
This is what a lot of us YouTubers here in the internet corner of the truth community have been sharing for years. We are going to have the earth bombarded with meteorites. And this just happened about 2.5 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. Here in Georgia, there was a meteorite that went down in Riverdale, Georgia, through the guy's roof. Imagine, I'm not trying to fear-base anything, but this is reality. This is why everybody should be prepping. I've shared prepping channels. You should be prepping at all hands and at all times, because what's coming, nobody realizes. It's a slow, you're seeing it in a slow motion, in slow pace right now, but when we go through the tail of the dragon, we are going to be bombarded. You're going to see meteorites coming down just like what I just showed you, just like that hailstorm. So let me just play that hailstorm one more time and picture our earth being bombarded by meteorites, okay? Are you ready for the reawakening or the awakening? You decide. And then we have the beef initiative, which Snafu Snaps just explained to us, which I've known about this, but I haven't really been in this corner of research recently. Vax your ass. Operation Vax your ass. Not me. I'm a pure blood all day long still. No, this is not the beef initiative. I thought this was something else, Snaps. Sorry. But this is still to do with weather modification. Interesting. I'll share it over on my Mystic Skywatch one over on X. Anybody wants to come up and chime in, please do. Hit that link, yo. All right, so a lot of this, the mainstream media, what the mainstream media does is they point one direction while they're doing things over here. And obviously they don't want this in the news. And this is the list. Is it all fake news? No. Okay, granted, we all know that Trump flew on the Lolita Express. Okay, he was friends with Epstein. We all know that. But if you look at this list, maybe you want to rethink of some of the Hollywood clowns in action that you guys watch and follow, because I don't, rarely. And here's what's been going on in Texas over July 4th.
Very odd right here, doesn't it? Oh, what you saw at the beginning, we have a possible hurricane coming to South Carolina and North Carolina. By the way, completely irrelevant, not related whatsoever. Do y'all remember when they found blue rain in Texas just a few months back? That was wild, wasn't it? We have meteorologists calling out these strange weather patterns and warning Austin, Texas now. Because for some reason, these storms are just stalling and are not moving. At the same time, this is the dam right now in Texas. And the water's still expected to go up 10, 20 foot. You know, I do remember a storm that happened last year that was downplayed, and they were finding bodies for days after. And unrelated, it stalled as well. I just can't believe how bad this is. 28 people so far have confirmed to have passed away, but that number is rising every single hour. What you see up here is Kerrville before the flood, and this is Kerrville after the flood. They're calling this a 1 in 1,000 year storm. The weird thing is we're having these once in a millennia storm happening every single day. That was China up there. This was 2 days ago in Kentucky. Everything we've been witnessing the past few months seems so revelatic.
Not real weird.
Yeah, I know, I made it up. And when we're talking about biblical-sized plagues, God never said exactly how it's going to come to pass. Don't forget what I showed you last night, that exactly when the flooding started, the Schumann frequency did something it's never, ever done before. The entire time it was flooding and getting crazy, the Schumann frequency was glitching because there is some kind of crazy frequency. And yes, again, tropical storm, maybe hurricane, heading to the Carolinas. And the thing is, even though it seems like nothing, we've been fooled before. Just last week, I did a video on my research of weather trends going back hundreds of years, and also temperature changes, and how the fluctuations in the temperature always signals a giant hurricane. You see the chart right here. Every time there's a massive fluctuation, meaning up or down, we had the 1718, the Great Hurricane. 22 to 28,000 fatalities. And then 1910, again, a fluctuation, was the Cuba hurricane. And guess where we are now? Another massive fluctuation. But this time, it's much hotter. And again, all things are frequency. Completely unrelated, like how all these sharks and other things are just washing up. Also unrelated, human frequency is frequency. Also, the frequency that must emerge from a giant Sprite popping out in Mexico 12 hours ago before all this. Go watch my last 3 or 4 videos. Everything's all put together.
Okay, as many know, the human love frequencies hertz of 432, so please practice 432 hertz, love and light. Okay, so I noticed that a lot of these social media platforms, their outlet is blaming HAARP weather modification, but again, as I showed you from the beginning of my video here, we have the Planet X system, Wormwood, Nibiru, coming in, pushing and pulling, magnetism, which happens every 11 to 13,000 years. And that's when they do the Great Reset, which the bankers and the light lords in charge do. So, I mean, coincidences? No, there's nothing new under the sun.
They are actively finding.
This is going on right now in Texas. It's Sunday, July the 6th, 11:07. This is weather warfare, guys.
Kerr and Kendall counties were among the hardest hit, with homes, roads, and lives swallowed by water in the dead of night.
Oh my God. Oh no. Oh my God.
See, they got them cut down over here, so this system will come on in.
Oh no.
Some weather warfare, guys. This is going on right now in Texas. It's Sunday, July the 6th, 11:07. This is weather warfare, guys.
Entire communities. Kerr and Kendall counties were among the hardest hit, with homes, roads, and lives swallowed by water in the dead of night.
Oh my God. Oh no. Oh my God.
See, they got them cut down over here, so this system will come on in. Some weather warfare, guys.
Lots of children have been being rescued. So I just want to put this out one more time. Thanks to the great agents out there. 007 is always watching and has eyes to see, yo. All right, you guys, it's hot. Anybody want to come up on panel? That's what I have for you tonight. Just wanted to come on here quickly. If anybody wants to talk optics, we can do that too. It's up to you. Open panel. Anybody want to come up? Anything you want to share, you can hit the private chat. If not, I'm going to go cool off because it's 100 degrees index here in Georgia today, and I am boiling. I will go put a little commercial, grab a bottle of water. I'll be right back. Well, StreamYard's not working right tonight for me. What the heck? Okay, let's see. Wow, it's just not this. They don't want this video tonight. All right, well, let's not put that one up. Okay. Give me a minute, guys. I have to go get some water. Yo. God, my StreamYard's not working. What is going on with this? All right. I have no idea why my StreamYard's not working right now. Every video I just try to play is not working. Let's try it again. This is really crazy. They're just not popping up. Okay. Well, on that note, I don't even know if my outro is going to work. All right, you guys. Yeah, I haven't been on here for a while, but I'm having glitching in my background here. All right, much love and light. Let's see if this plays. I guess nobody's coming up on panel. I'll see you guys soon. Much love. No, it's not playing. What the hell? Gosh. Okay, well, never mind on that. This is crazy. I've never had this happen, ever. I've never had this happen. It's really wild. Yeah, none of my videos are popping up, even though I'm trying to share them on screen. That's crazy. I can't play an outro even. What's going on? Hold on. This is wild shit. Am I getting censored? Hey, kid. Hey, I can't even play my outro. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on. I've never had this happen, ever. That is wild. All right. Well, I don't know what to say about that. Except later days, Purple Haze. Thanks for everybody coming by. I'll see you soon. Peace.